Welcome back to Your Darts and thanks again for joining me. Let's talk about the bogey numbers in darts. The numbers you don't want to leave because you can't take them out in 3 darts. Let's talk about them. Okay, so this video is dedicated to the bogey numbers, what we call the 3-digit numbers. There's 7 of them in the game of darts that we cannot check out with 3 darts. We're going to need more than 3 darts. And hence we call them the bogey numbers. Okay, so what's the first dart we're going to do? We'll still have them. We'll leave them. The pros even do that, so we need to know how to approach it. So what's the first dart we're going to throw for? Well, we're going to go for treble 20, but how do we leave 99? Same process. We're adding 40 onto 59, and that's where you get your 99. Now this is where you can instantly see if this is a bogey number, but only works instantly if you know your 2 dart finishes. And because I know them, I absolutely know when I see 99, even though it's a 2-digit number, I know it's a 3 dart finish. And I've already burned 1 dart. I've got 2 darts left, but this is a 3 dart finish. So I know 159 is a bogey number. Okay. Now the second dart. So I have 99. How do you take out a 99? Treble 19, leaving 42. That's the most common way to take out, start the process of taking out 99. Now what's my last dart? And the doubles a slightly different heading here. Normally it's just wash, state your double. This is wash your last dart, because remember this takes at least four darts to take out these finishes. So I'm going for 42. I'm going to go a single 10 for my double 16 when I return. Now what's the miss rule in the second dart? So this miss rule, you have to assume you may miss the treble you're going for and hitting the big number. I call that the miss rule. It does help. It's a real strong influencer of how you take out certain finishes. Because what will the number be if you hit that big miss rule, and it might determine whether you go 19s or 20s or whatever you. Anyway, so miss rule in the second dart. I've missed treble 19, hit the big 19, and it leaves 80. I've just taken 19 off 99. That's all I've done. So how do you take out 80? Treble 20, double 10, probably the most common way, the way I like, or treble 16 for double 16. Of course, you can go double 20, double 20. You want to show off. It's actually quite a valid finish now. You see a lot of people do it, but you can do that. Now, any alternate finishes? Yeah, if you want to finish, if you like the 19s and you prefer throwing at the 19s, many do. Well, I don't see why anyone would, but let's just do the maths. This is just kind of show you that you know what you're doing if you wanted to. Okay, now it's going to be 4 darts to take this out. Okay, so it's treble 90. We're adding, now we don't add 40 onto 5. Now we add 43. Okay, that's what you do when throwing treble 19, and 40 is what we add on when we throw in treble 20. Okay. Anyway, with 43, best way to do it is just add 40 on, so 99. Add 3 more on, 102. So it's treble 19, leaving 102, and then you would take out 102. Okay, so we're going to throw a treble 20, and we just do the same rule of 40, and it reveals 42. Just for anyone who's struggling. Quite easy to see, you don't really need help there. Anyway, and then you've got 1 more dart left, and you would go a single 10 for double 16. Double 16 is 32. Of course, we've got 42 here, so a single 10 for double 16. And of course, you might go a single 2 for double top. I might do that because I do like my double tops. But that's how to take out 159. Okay, same process, but know your 2 dart finishes, and then you'll instantly know if which of these big 3-digit numbers are your bogey numbers. To the next bogey number, 162. And again, if you're thinking, so what's the first dart on the golden 44 number? Again, there's no golden 44 number here because these are not 2 dart finishes. But to know, you might be sat there going, I think I can take out 162. I'm sure it's one of these numbers, big numbers I can take out. Just add 40 onto 62. Leaves 102, doesn't it? So again, 102. If you know your 2 dart finishes, you know it's not. I can see why you could struggle if you don't know your 2 dart finishes, but this is what I've been promoting all these videos. Learn your 2 dart finishes. Okay. What's your second dart? So you've hit your treble 20, leaving 102. It's all about, well, I've got 2 darts to take out 102. Well, I need 3 darts to do that, but let's just go for it. So treble 20. I'm adding 20 onto 102. So we've got 102 now. Sorry, I'm not adding 20. I'm adding 40 onto the last digit, 2 digits rather, and it leaves 42. So I'm just showing the process that I do it. Again, you don't always need to use these formulas. State your last dart and your double. So you've got 42. You're just going to take out, it's going to be a single 10 for double 16 when you come back. Okay, I'm sure I've gone through this in the previous slide. And what's the miss roll? So we're going for treble 20. The miss roll is missing that treble, hitting that big 20. What's that going to be? Just take 20 off 102. It leaves 82. And of course, then you just say how many ways to take out 82. Bullseye double 16. Showbiz finisher, I like that one. Whenever you throw it at the centre of the board, it's always fun, isn't it? Or treble 14 for double 20. Now, is there any alternate finishers? Yeah, again, if you're really strict and you hate the 20s, even though you know you've got to get used to them, but you like to go for the 19s, you can do that. This is mainly also, I can't see a reason why you would go the 19s on this big number. You just throw a treble 20, but this is also to show you how to do it. Make sure you know the maths, okay? So treble 19, you add 43 on, you don't add 40 on. So we've already got 102 by adding 40 on, haven't we, up here? So we just add 3 more on and leaves 105. So treble 19, leaving 105. Probably making it sound more complicated than it is, but it really isn't. Keep it simple. And then you take out 105. So we're doing the same process as we've been doing before. I'm going to throw a treble 20. So I need to add the rule of 40 in. 40 onto there. It's leaving. So it's treble 20, leaving 45. And you've got 1 dart left in this process. So you would probably throw at single 13 for double 16 when you returned. Okay. And another point if you want it, 5 double 20 is another way to take out 45. Okay. So on these numbers, if you're not too sure, just literally add 40 onto the last 2 digits. Just the same process you've been doing from the beginning of these videos. 40 onto 62, 102. I know that's not 2 dart finish, so I know 162 is a bogey number. On to the next number of 163. So this is no dart finish. These are all going to be bogey numbers. What's the first dart and the golden 44 number? Well, there's no golden 44 number. I'm just adding 40. So we throw in treble 20. I'm adding 40 onto 63. It leaves 103. No 2 dart finish there. But how do we continue if we are in that scenario? So what's the second dart going to be? You're just going to take out 103. It's the same process. I know I'm throwing at treble 20. I'm visualizing 40 onto 3. It leaves 43. That's if you need help. You might not need help. So treble 20, leaving 43. Now what is my last dart? Stay at my double go. I've only got 1 dart left. I've got 43. You're probably going to go a single 11 for your double 16 when you come back to the board. Now what's the miss roll? So we've got 103 and we're throwing with our second dart. We're going to treble 20. We have to assume we're going to miss that treble 20 and hopefully hit the big 20. You can hit anything, but you can only practice for so many eventualities. Hit the big 20 and just take 20 off 103, which is 83. That's treble 17, double 16. Those are the 2 dart finishes for 83. And the alternate finishes, 163. Again, if you want to go the 19s route, it's the same process. We're just adding 43 on, not 40, onto the last 2 digits. So add in 43. And if you find that hard, you've already got your adding 40 number, which is 103. Add 3 more on, is 106. So treble 19, leaving 106. And then you just take out 106. The same process we've been doing. We're going for treble 20. So I'm going to visualize 40 onto there. I just know, oh, it's treble 20 leaves 46. Perfect. There you go. And then you got 1 dart left on this process. You take out 46. So single 14 for double 16 when you return, and so a single 6 for double 20. That's another way to take out 46. So that's 163. It's the same process every time. You'll get very good at it. Keep pressing. On to the next bogey number, 165. What's the first dart? I'm going to throw a treble 20. Why not? In treble 20, how do I get 105? I've just visualized 40 onto 65, and it gives me that 105. And I know my 2 dart finishes, so 105 is not. So 165 overall is not a finish. It's a bogey number. That's just to confirm that you know it. Just literally do the same process. 40 onto 65. Okay, what's the second dart? So I've got 105, so just take out 105. You're going to need 3 darts to do it, but let's go for it. Treble 20, leaving 45. So it's the same process. I want to do this for people who are struggling. Same process when I'm throwing treble 20. I just visualize at 40. So treble 20, leaving 45. Okay. Now what's my second dart, or my last dart rather, and the double? So how do you take out 45? Probably going to go single 13 for double 16 when you come back. What's the miss roll? So we'll assume we may miss that treble 20, hit the big 20. It leaves 85. I've just taken 20 off 105. Okay, if anyone not too sure. Leaves 85. So then how do you take out 85? Treble 15, double 20 is my favorite. Okay, and it's always a good idea to do the miss rule. I don't always mention it, but you should do the, well, I always mention the miss rule, but I don't always do the miss rule on all these finishes. But if you've got 85 and you're going for treble 15 double 20, okay, it would leave 70 if you miss that treble 15, hit the big 15, and 70 is a nice 2-dart finish. Of course, you've got treble 19 for double 14 as well, if you want to go that way. If you like your treble 19s and up for double 14, again, where you prefer to go on the board for doubles will determine how you take out certain finishes. But it's good to know as many ways as possible. That's what I believe. So alternate finishes. So you can go the 19s route. So same thing. I'm just adding 43 onto 65, and it leaves. Just add 40 on, right? So 105. Add 3 more on, 108. So treble 19, leaving 108. Then you just take out 108. Now I do promote going the treble 18s with 108, but that's if you've got 3 darts to take that out. Now you've only got 2 darts to take out 108, and of course you can't do that. So again, no point. You might as well go up to treble 20. Same process. 108. I'm visualizing 40, so I know it's gonna. If I hit it, I'll leave 48. A single 16 for double 16 when I return, or a single 8 for double 20 if you like me and you like the top of the board. So that's number 165. These are really quite simple when you get to know the process. And this is something I found out just by many hours of looking at a crib sheet and asking the question, please, there's got to be an easier way to understand these finishes. And these are where these formulas came from. We're getting there. Okay, we're on 166. So what's the first start? We're going to throw a treble 20. I've just visualized 40 onto 66. It leaves 106. I know a 106 isn't on this golden 44 list. Okay, it's not a 2-dart finish, so I know 166 is a bogey number. That's how I do it. I'll also share with you a little tip at the end, how to work out as well if it's a bogey number. Another little additional tip. What is the second dart? So we've got 106. Going to throw a treble 20. Let's just do it. 40 onto there, it reveals 46. And again, this looks almost too easy. A lot of people won't need to do that, but some people will. So that's why I'm going to stick with these formulas. I think it's helpful. Treble 20, leaving 46. What is my last dart and also the double that I will be returning for? Okay, so my last dart's going to be a single 14 because I'm taking out 46. Single 14 for double 16. And for anyone who's not seen my videos, where you been? There's not that many, but hey. A little tip, if you want to know how to finish on 16s and you've got a number like 46, you literally take 2 off the last digit. 2 off 6 is 4. It's going to be a single 14 for double 16. But if you have seen any of my videos, I do bark on about it. I will always promote these just to help you out. But when I found that little trick, I thought, oh, I like that. That's helpful. I'm not stood there trying to add on to 32, which is double 16, of course, trying to work out what that single number is. I just literally do that little bit of maths, dead easy. Okay, so what's the miss rule in the second dart? We've got 106. We've thrown treble 20. We have to assume we're going to miss treble 20 or put it into our mental Rolodex we might do. Hit the single 20. It leaves 86. And then you just state how you take out 86. Treble 18, double 16. Any alternate finishes? Again, if you want to do the 19s, we're just adding 43 onto 66. Okay, 46. We've added 40 on. We've revealed 106, of course. But now we have to add 3 more on because that's the rule when we throw in treble 19. Add 43. So treble 19 leaving 109. Then just take out 109. And of course, I would be thinking adding 40 onto that 09, okay, of 109. And it would leave treble 20 leaving 49. Single 17 for double 16 when I returned, or a single 9 for double 20. Okay. Oh, that's quite tiring. Okay, that's the 166. Number 168. So what's my first dart? I'm throwing for treble 20, but I've always visualized 40 because this rule of 40 is so easy to see it. 40 onto 68 is 108. Well, 108 is not a 2-dart finish, so I know, if I wasn't sure in the first place, that 168 is a bogey number. I cannot finish it in 3 darts. Now, what's my second dart? I'm throwing at 180. I'm going to throw a treble 20. If you're not sure what's left, you just visualize in the same formula. 40 onto the last 2 digits. So treble 20, leaving 48. Easy peasy, right? I want this to get easy. I want this to be repetitive, so people go, I know exactly what I'm doing when I'm stood there, and my mind goes blank. I'm under pressure. I can stick to these formulas. State the last dart you're going for. So we're on 48. How do we take out 48? So it's going to be a single 16 for double 16 when you return. Okay. Now, what's the miss roll in the second dart? I'm assuming I've missed this treble 20. Hit the big 20. I'm literally just taking 20 off 108, and it would leave 88. And then how can you finish 88? Treble 20 double 14 is probably the most common. Treble 16 double 20. Yeah, we're just doing the maths there, just making sure I'm not selling you down the river. Yeah, treble 16 is 48, and you need another 40 to make it 88. So treble 16 double 20. Okay. Any alternate finishers? Again, if you want to go for the 19s, but we're not. Sure, you're getting the hang of this, but we're not going adding 40 onto this because we're going to throw a treble 19 for our first dart. I'm just visualizing 43 onto 68, and you have 111. Okay, and then you just take out 111, treble 20. So let's actually do that. 111. I'm throwing treble 20, so I know I'm doing my rule of 40 again. You can hardly see that because of the brightness of the screen, but I think you get the idea. 40 onto 11. So 51. So treble 20 leaving 51. So it's the same process, right? And then how do you take out 51? Single 19 for double 16, or single 11 for your double 20. And that's another one down. That's number 168. And to the last number of the day, and in fact the last number of this series. Let's finish it off. Okay, so we have 169. So the first dart, treble 20. I'm visualizing the rule of 40 onto this last 2 digits. So 40 onto 69 leaves 109. I know that's not a 2 dart finish, so I know that 169 overall is a bogey number. If ever I'm stuck, if ever I lose my mind and I can't remember. Okay. What's the second dart? So we're just throwing at 109 here. So treble 20. So we have 109. We're just going to visualize the rule of 40 onto 0. Sorry, that's 109, not 104. 40 onto 9, and that's how you get your 49. Okay, well, that's at least how I did it, and I'm sharing it with you. State your last dart and your double. Okay, because remember, these numbers are taking 4 darts to take out, or else if they could take a 3, they wouldn't be bogey numbers. Okay, so what's the last dart is single 17 for double 16 when you come back. The miss rule, so we've got 109, we've gone for treble 20. Again, we have to assume, put into our practice routine, that we might hit the single 20. Just take 20 of 109 is 89. Treble 19 for double 16. That's how you take out 89. And what's an alternate finish? If you want to go the 19s route, again, what you get the idea. We're not putting 40 onto 69 here, like we did. We're putting 43. So it's just going to be 3 more than 109, isn't it? So it's going to be treble 19 leaving 112. And then you would take out 112. And because I've done it for all the other numbers, let's be thorough. 112, and you're going, okay, now I'm going through a treble 20. I just add 40 onto my last 2 digits. Oh, I hit it. Oh, I'll leave 52. So it's treble 20 leaving 52. And then it's going to be a single 20 for double 16 when you come back, or single 12 for double 20. Okay. That's it, guys. That's 169. I hope you've got something from this. I've added these numbers in, especially for people who are printing these out, and there might be a few, and use them either as a game of top trumps with the mates, or as just a practice aid. You do need to know about these finishers. Even the pros leave them. You want to try and avoid them yourself, okay? But you do need to know how to approach it if you do get them. Okay, so before I sign off for this series, I just want to share with you another tip that a viewer might actually message me and told me. I thought it's quite a good idea, a good tip of how to remember the bogey numbers, or it's actually remembering what numbers aren't the bogey numbers in the 160 range. Okay, because most of these bogey numbers, apart from 159, they're all in the 160 range. Okay. Now, if you remember the numbers 147, so the same as a maximum break in snooker, for any snooker fans out there. Hands up. So these, if you remember 147, and remember it as 101, 104, and 107, these are genuine finishes in the 160 range. Okay, the rest are all bogey numbers. So that's one way to remember it as well. But of course, it's still valid doing the process I've been showing you and knowing your 2 dart finishes. Okay, that's a really a good strength that you need to develop. But this is a clever little way that I want to share with you because it's only fair. Anything what I get from my viewers and I can add it to my mental Rolodex, I'm going to share it because I'm happy to improve my game as well. Right, that covers everything. I hope you enjoyed this series. Take care for now. I'll be back.